What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Blue Line Patriot. So today we're going to talk about the death of James Yeager. Now, those of you who knows who this guy is, you have seen this coming for the last couple of months, and I kind of just want to go through, I don't want to say my experience, but see, when I first heard of James Yeager, it was back in 2012, 2013, somewhere around there. And I came across this video on YouTube. It was the contractor class. Some of you might know exactly what I'm talking about. And it was basically like there was a bunch of cars, there was smoke. One guy had like a PKM or at least it looked like it. I think they were firing. There was a couple dudes that was firing full auto. They had like a log house, like a shoot house, and they were like practicing tactics and how to assault the target. And that was the first video I ever saw. And so I was super interested in that. Back in 2012, 2013, I was 22 years old, 23 years old, heavy into the tactical mindset and community, and I never ran into anything James Yeager wise until then. And so that kind of started my adventure as far as all that stuff goes. So, I subscribed to him. I took a force on force class with a couple of the guys. James wasn't there at that one, but when you're top of the company, you don't go to every single class. That's what you hire people for. And so whatever. And a couple years after that, actually, it wasn't long after that. It was in 2014 where the Bundy Ranch kicked off, the Bundy Ranch standoff. And this was in Nevada, Bundy Ranch in Nevada. Sometimes you'll say the Bundy Ranch standoff and they get that confused with what happened in, I forget the name of the state, Oregon. I don't know how to say it right. Every time I say it, somebody corrects me. But that whole thing that happened, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about specifically was at the Bundy Ranch in Nevada, where the Bureau of Land Management, BLM, went way too heavy-handed, and there was a whole lot that was wrong with it. It was legit official government oppression and whatnot, and it got a lot of traction, and InfoWars was there, and independent journalists all showed up to it, and a shit ton of patriots all showed up to it. And one of those patriots was James Yeager. And he went with another guy, Reed Hendricks, and a couple of other dudes. But basically, man, they were men of principle. James Yeager was a man of principle, right? And whether you hate him or you love him or you're kind of impartial, I don't know how anybody's impartial. I guess I can understand how people would be impartial. I got to be honest, I didn't really like the guy. I kind of respected where he came from, but a lot of things that he said, I was just like, I remember one thing in particular. He says only untrained fucking retards do press checks because you're supposed to know that your gun is always loaded and never do a press check, because if you do a press check, you're a pussy. That's just the type of shit that he would always say. And I'm like, that's not right. Like, what the fuck, man? But he was in his own head, he was the alpha of all alphas, right? So yeah, I'd say he had some an ego complex, but nonetheless, he still trained a shit ton of people to be better armed and better prepared against whatever may happen, and that is a good thing. I'm a patriot as well. I look at things differently than James Yeager looked at things. I have also trained hundreds of patriots myself. So when it comes to that, we're kind of similar. So we share that. And there were a couple of times when he probably didn't know who I was, but responded to me. It was funny. In some of his chats, I would comment here and there, and most of it was supportive, but it was funny because, like on YouTube, you put a chat in the bottom. And I remember one night he had this live chat going on, and something was going on in the I forget at the time. It was definitely related to Black Lives Matter and Antifa and whatnot, and they were rioting and whatever. And I think something was happening in Virginia. And I said, I forget what I said. Jesus Christ. like we were getting off topic, and I was like, is there any like subject material like we're gonna focus on here or something? And he read my comment, and I made up a name. I made up a name Tom because you could. It was like a website you had to go to be able to comment underneath, and I followed him from YouTube onto that. And I'm like, is there any subject matter we're gonna focus on? And he's like, so he read that, and he's like, fuck you, Tom. Tom was the name I made up. He's like, fuck you, Tom. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this guy always being such a fucking dickhead? Anyway, that was like, so I thought that was funny. I think it's funny now. At the time, I was like, fuck this guy. But yeah, so anyway, I've been following him through the years, and one of his comments that he did make one time, I remember, it was a long time ago, but he said something to the effect of, nobody is interested in how fast you can miss your target. And I kind of adopted that, and kind of lived by that, because I noticed in me too, I would like to shoot fast, and I wouldn't be too accurate. I would be accurate enough, but I'm like, I should probably slow down and tighten these groups up, you know. So that's one thing I learned from him and still carry today. And after he did die from ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. It just shuts you down, man. It takes a man like James Yeager, and it just takes everything that they are. It sucks. It sucks. But even though he had ALS, he still managed to go to Nevada. Or sorry, not Nevada. He did manage to go to the Ukraine. Now, what he did there exactly, I'm not too sure. I did follow some stories here and there, and yeah, he did kind of turn it into a money grab. And he's, even after his death, he's still doing money grabs, because what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? This is more press. This is more acknowledgement of the situation. And, they're doing a party down there, I guess, this weekend, which is kind of cool. Camden, Tennessee, there's party going. I think it's September 10th, the weekend of September 10th. So it's going to end Sunday afternoon. But it's pretty cool. If you go to the channel, you can see some stuff and how they're doing it. But yeah, man, I mean, he died just the other day. They won't acknowledge the actual death date because, it's just some other fucking James Yeager shit. They're not going to acknowledge his death date. They're only going to acknowledge his birth date, and, no sadness, none of this and none of that. And it's weird, man, because, I'm a little bummed out by it. Even though I didn't like him, I'm a little bit bummed out that this dude is just passed away, I thought he was one of these, when they say only the good die young, well, I was kind of thinking, man, like, only this fucking dude, whether you love him or hate him, is not going to go anywhere, and the shit, man, just took him out. It's crazy. It's more crazy. But I'm not going to lie, I did get a little choked up watching these videos and stuff, seeing his grandkids. And what's weird to me is that I thought that the one guy is, like, married to one of the girls, but they have the same kind of eyes. They're all, like, I mean, they're a good-looking bunch, but they all have eyes that are really far apart. And so I'm like, I don't know. Maybe she's attracted to that dude because, he resembles her granddad in a way, if that makes any sense at all. Like similar traits that you're just comfortable with. You find that in somebody else, and like maybe as a guy, you find a girl who cooks and cleans like just like your mom did, and you're like, oh, I love this woman. That sort of shit. But anyway, I thought maybe that's what was going on, but I guess that's his grandson. I guess. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I really don't know. But I know the two girls are his granddaughters. And so anyway, I watched that video, and they were talking about how, yeah, he passed away, and blah, 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 and all this shit. So, I don't know. I just figured, you know what? I got some motivation to say some words. I guess in his honor. Even though I wasn't a huge fan of him. Just is what it is. But yeah, man, this is one of those guys I really never expected to go the way he did, man. I thought he was going to be a fucking dickhead for at least another 20 years. You know what I mean? and maybe punch the clock one day, hosing down a bunch of Antifa blocking a highway or some shit. I don't fucking know, but yeah, I didn't expect it to go this way. But yeah, it's shocking. It's thought provoking. So anyway, I just wanted to put some words out there. As much as I was, my like for him was like real strong in the beginning, and then kind of dwindled through the years because I saw a bunch of bonehead things that he said, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. But still, to see him actually go through having ALS and, eventually pass away from it, that sucks. Didn't think I'd see that. But anyway, guys, that's all I have today. I'm not going to get emotional. I'm not going to get choked up. I'm not going to, it is what it is. It's one of those things that happen, but it's weird. It's weird when it happens to a guy like James, But that's it. I'm not going to talk around in circles, guys. That's all I got for you today. Stay safe out there. Stay smart. And rest in peace, James Yeager. Thanks for watching, guys. Before you go, I want to let you know about my store. The link is in the description below. If you like tactical, anti-woke stuff, this is the place for you. I have lots of t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and other stuff that make for great gifts, underclothes, gear, and loud and proud statements. Look cool or just troll the snowflakes with Blue Line Patriot apparel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to stay up to date with my content. But above all, stay safe, stay smart. Blue Line Patriot, out.